Hey guys, it's Erin and Jenny with Revisions Mentor, and today we're going to go over a little bit of information about tips and tricks for getting your home staging business started. And we're going to start off talking about social media.
It's mostly about making yourself easy to reach, right?
Absolutely.
Think about the times that you're making your posts on social media. Do a little research on the internet and check and see. A good time to post on Facebook generally tends to be on Thursdays and Fridays in the afternoons from 1 to 3. Instagram's different. I think Mondays from 3 to 4 in the afternoon. So, and that changes. So check it out.
And as many of you know, you need to use hashtags. So, there are lots of hashtags out there. You want to use those, use your keywords. You can do keyword searches. Those are important. And tap into your local real estate market. See what the realtors around you are using. I know a lot of people here use like hashtag love where you live, hashtag live where you love. We'll hashtag the area, hashtag Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, hashtag Wilmington, North Carolina. So you'll want to tap into kind of what your local market is using, what's appropriate.
Right. And tag your community partners.
Yes.
The people that, tag people that you want to reach. Realtors. Who else? Who else would we tag besides realtors?
Well, if you're renting your furniture from a local store, you want to tag the store that you're getting your furniture from.
Oh, yeah.
So when we do a staging job, we'll post the videos. We tag the realtor or the builder and the builder. Mm-hmm. And we post it to their pages to make sure that they get as much exposure as possible, and in hopes that they will also share our photos.
Statistics. That's a good tip. Show statistics on what's happening in the staging market. And there's a really good resource online. It's called Real Estate Staging Association. And they have infographics and statistics on how well staging works. It's super powerful when talking to realtors if you can give them some solid data to show, how it works and how effective it can be. It's also powerful, I think, for homeowners.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can use infographics. Just make sure you cite your sources. But that's super powerful. People see that staging does work, and we use that as part of the way we sell our product. Okay, so the next thing that is pretty much common sense is respond to your emails and your text messages, your inquiries really quickly. Yeah. That shows people that you are ready to work, and ignoring an email or responding to comments on Facebook and all of those things definitely affects your algorithms. It's definitely going to affect how much people see your content. So Go ahead and respond. Your friends and family like your posts and they write comments. Go ahead and respond to them, because that's going to make it more visible for other people in your market.
Yeah. Take the calls. And it's a good opportunity, I think, too, on social media to engage in some conversation.
Yeah.
To get some questions and get some feedback from people.
Yeah.
You can open that line of communication and hear what people have to say, what questions that they have. People are curious about home staging. People are interested in how it works, and they want to know about it. Ask around. See if anybody knows somebody selling a house. Everybody knows somebody who's looking to move, looking for a new place. Staging is an option for everybody.
So do us a favor and like this video or dislike this video, and subscribe to us and hit the bell for notifications when we release some new videos, so we can keep sharing our knowledge with you about our experience starting a home staging business, so that you can start yours too and start making some money.
If you have questions, ask us in the comments section. We will answer you. We want to hear what you have to say, what you're thinking. Ask us whatever you like.
Yep.
We're happy to answer.
Yeah. So the next thing that we did when we started our home staging business was we started reaching out to realtors in our community. They were friends who we knew who sold real estate, and we gave them some of our marketing materials. We gave them some of our business cards. Mm-hmm. We got a hold of some emails of other realtors in the community, and we started sending out promotional emails, and actually that got some good return.
It did. Actually, that got a lot of good return. One of the big things that really worked well for us was getting on the inner office resource list.
Yes.
That was huge, actually.
Yep.
Most real estate companies have lists of people that they use for different services, staging included. Mm-hmm. So if you can get on that list, you suddenly are seen by all of the realtors.
Realtors all over. And I know in the Wilmington area, there are over 2,000 realtors. So I'm sure that in these larger communities, you're going to have a whole whole lot more realtors to tap into. And all you need is to establish a relationship with just a couple of hustlers who are going to get out there and share your name. And you just need one success story. Get in there, get one house staged, take some really great pictures, help them publicize their listing through social media, and all it takes is that one fast sale or one success story, and people are going to love you, and they're going to start sharing your information with other people.
And that speaks to, I think, getting those reviews, right? Getting a good review that you can put on your website or that you can use on your social media or your marketing materials.
Start collecting your testimonials, because those are important too, right? You want them on your website, and then you can quote them and put them on your social media about how happy people were with the services they received from you. That really helped us when we got going. We had one house that we staged. It sold within a few hours of being listed on the MLS. The market was super hot, so of course that was a factor. But we staged it beautifully, and it was happy and bright, and the photography turned out beautifully.
Yeah.
And it sold immediately. And of course that realtor was ecstatic. We were so happy, we were in tears. And
we were.
That was an exciting phone call.
That was a great day.
Yeah. So all you have to do is nail it one time, and people will be thrilled. I mean, honestly, they're ecstatic when they see these gorgeous, fresh new furnishings in their home.
Another idea is to take a look at the listings on the MLS. Yeah. Look for houses that have been on the market for a while, especially houses that have been sitting empty. Those people are antsy to sell. Those realtors are antsy to have some activity happen.
Yep.
You could reach out directly to those realtors and say, hey, I know this house has been on the market for a while. I have some ideas for staging. Look at the photos of the listing and have some ideas in mind before you make the phone call to the realtor. Suggest the rooms that you think that would be nicely staged.
And even if they don't hire you right away, you've planted that seed. You've reached out to them. You've showed them a little bit of your personality, and they're going to think of you when they think stager. They're going to think, oh yeah, I remember the stager called me. Let's see what they're about.
Right.
And and maybe they'll seek you out on your social media, and they're going to see your beautiful photography that's beautifully edited, and they're going to see the portfolio that you're starting to make and the testimonials that you're posting, and all of this is going to help you gain momentum. So making these cold calls. Reaching out to folks and maybe sending these emails out to realtors in your community, just letting them know who you are, and maybe include some good photography in there. All of that is going to help you stand out in their memories when it's time to have a discussion with a homeowner about needing to have their home staged. They're going to be like, oh yeah, what about those girls who called me? And they're going to remember you.
Yeah. And it's a good opportunity to just give a freebie sometimes to a realtor. Perhaps the homeowner is not interested in staging.
Right.
But just from looking at the photos or a quick conversation with the realtor that they could use a coat of paint. And here's an opportunity to say, hey, this is a gorgeous shade of paints. This would make a huge difference in your listing. Throw that bone to the realtor. The realtor will remember and appreciate that.
Yes.
And call you the next time they have a listing.
Yes.
They need. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you have your list of like local contractors who you trust, if you had a guy who painted your house who you really liked and you trust him a lot, and you have a general contractor who's done work on your own house, or if you have a handyman who you trust, you have those resources available. Share those resources with your realtors. They will love you for it, and then they will return the favor. So, maybe the first couple of staging jobs, you don't get to install furniture, but you do a consultation. You offer them some paint color advice. Say, hey, call my paint guy. He's great. Here's his number. You're helping him out. He, in turn, is going to refer you to other folks who he knows might be looking for staging. It's all about just building that network and building trust in your community. And that seemed to work for us.
It worked really well for us. Something else we did a couple of times was to pop into open houses. Meet with listing agents at the open house. It's a great opportunity to actually be in the physical space, and you can make suggestions right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just showing your face, just letting people meet you and see who you are and see your enthusiasm. I think people buy into it. They love it. So pop into those open houses. A lot of times people are just kind of the realtors are just kind of hanging out there unless it's like super busy. So it's a great opportunity to talk to them about the business that you have. Hand them a business card. If you have any marketing materials printed, hand them out.
Yeah.
There's no harm in it. Maybe it gets thrown in the recycle bin and maybe they hang on to it.
Right. Either way, they see your face and it's an opportunity to talk about the listing for a few minutes, throw a couple ideas out there for how they could, what you have. I mean, tell them what you have to offer. I have a beautiful, sofa and these gorgeous side chairs that would look fantastic next to this fireplace. Or I have a perfect table that would fit in this dining room and really warm the space up.
Yep.
You can actually create the image by talking to, it through with the realtor.
Or even showing the realtor when you walk into the house, say, gosh, this couch is too big for this space. You're the expert in scale and size, and you can help them understand like, oh, wow, this couch is too big for this space. If we brought in a smaller couch that we could rent from the girls at Revisions, or, you start showing them your expertise, and they're going to appreciate that. They're going to realize, okay, this furniture is too big for this living room, or this furniture is too small for this living room, and it's making a grand living room look cheap. You want things to be appropriate for the size of the space, and if you start showing that knowledge to folks, they will appreciate that. And one final thing that you can do that we never pursued, because thankfully we were able to take off without having to get into public speaking. It's not really our thing. But you can go to the weekly or monthly staff meetings that are held at these local realty groups and spend $50, buy them breakfast, buy them coffee and bagels or whatever you'd like, and do a quick presentation. Get your face out there, hand out some business cards, show them a slideshow on PowerPoint of some photography you've done, use some of those infographics that you can find online, and sell your staging business. Sell your face and your personality and make some connections, because only if you make one connection, that's all it takes. And then within that group, that you're going to have a positive influence, or that one person's going to remember you. They're going to call you. You're going to stage for them. That house is going to sell, and then they're going to share your contact information with their colleagues.
Right. And those meetings are common. They're common practice. All real estate agencies have these meetings monthly, and they bring in different professionals in the community that want to talk about the services that they can offer. So this is how you can get your face in front of them. You can have one-on-one conversations. You can show them your beautiful work.
Yep. And one other thing that is a resource in our community, and I'm sure that they're available in yours as well, is these local, they're networking communities that are specifically geared towards young professionals. And they'll have kind of one person from each field. There'll be like a photographer, and there'll be a flooring guy, and there'll be a tile guy, and they are always looking for one specific person from each background to get together for these weekly and monthly meetings. And some of them, the ones that I went to, required some pretty hefty membership fees. So I didn't buy into any of that, but I made a couple of connections. And then I had a flooring guy, and then I had a power washer and a landscaper on my resource list that I could share with the realtors in the community. So those resources are out there, and it doesn't hurt. Go to a couple of mixers.
Yeah. Those groups really work they're designed so that you're making referrals to one another within your network group. So, everybody has one realtor to go to within the group. Everyone has one home stager to go to within that group.
Yeah. So that might be an investment that's worth your time. For us, it didn't pan out in terms of the time commitments that were required for the organizations that we'd found in this community. But if it works for you, it's really it's a good place to get started. So another resource to look into that really helped us in the beginning was look at your schedule for your local parade of homes.
Usually they're happening at least once a year, usually twice a year. In our community, they're twice a year.
Yes, and there's one in New Hanover County where Wilmington is located, and then there's one in Brunswick County, and that's an awesome opportunity to tap into the builder's market. It's a short-term rental. It's usually 2 weekends in a row, so you're looking at like 2 weeks. It's a whole lot of work to get it staged and up and going, but that's fabulous exposure. You're getting realtors, you're getting builders, you're getting people in the community who are who are involved in, people in the trades who are going to be exposed to your work.
Yeah, tons of walk-through traffic on for those events. We heavily advertised our marketing materials in the parade homes so that the people that came to look at the houses could see who did the staging.
Yes, and that provides awesome fodder for your social media. Hey, we're featured in the parade of homes, and then there's going to be professional photography from local magazines. It's just really good exposure, and that was very helpful for us in the beginning to get up and going.
So let's talk about how to get into the parade of homes, right? Like, how do you get to be in the parade of homes? Because there are other people in the community wanting to do the same thing.
You need to start making connections with builders, right? Talk to realtors who work with builders. Talk to people in your community who work with builders. And all you have to do is get tapped into that one builder who has, a spec house that's going to be on the parade.
We actually did some door knocking to builders. Remember, we did that? Yeah, we actually walked into builders' offices with photos, with marketing materials, and tried to have one-on-ones or left our information for people to contact us.
Yep, and even if it doesn't happen immediately, again, you're planting that seed, and people are going to start associating your name and your logo, and they're going to start noticing you on social media, and they're going to start noticing you within the community. So that was a really helpful kind of event that gave us some credibility, like, hey, we're on the parade of homes. Obviously, we know what we're doing, and it also gave us some really good exposure.
And back to social media, following as many builders in your community as you can find, and then commenting when they make their posts puts your name in front of them or in front of whoever is managing their social media.
Yep, liking their photos. Yep, all of that kind of helps you gain momentum on social media.